Alright boys, so just as a warning, this is being recorded at pretty much 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm kind of tired, but I can still kind of give my input thoughtfully. So first game, obviously is casual, you guys won, got to go over that one. We're going to go over your 3 losses. Okay, so this one has big clears and punish forward position. So I'm assuming that, if I remember this correctly, you guys kind of had a little bit of an aggressive positioning style, and the opponents were able to take advantage of it. So we're going to go right up here so we can see everything, and I'm just going to kind of comment as it goes, as I did last time. I'll be focusing on rotations and everything, just kind of little minor mistakes, if there are any. I'm not going to praise you guys on anything. I'm going to try not to. But I probably will. It's like the rotations don't seem bad. I think the touches you guys should work on. Here, I think, Nick, you're a little bit too close. You're a little bit too close to Andrew, who is trying to make a play. Although, if you guys do end up going for a bump here, so it makes sense. If it is called out, perfect. Then I have nothing to say. But if you weren't going for a bump, I would have been positioned more to the midfield, like where Dr. Honeyknees is, probably like a little bit to the back left. Here, let me just go over here. Probably like right here is probably where I would have been positioned if you weren't going for a demo. It's like, because in that case, you're giving Andrew enough space, and if he hits the ball, he clears it right, you can still go here. If he clears it left, you can still go here. And if not, you have Groovy on support on your left side. So it's not too much of a worry. Oh, Groovy's making him right, going toward the middle, but just things like that, just spacing. I think spacing was kind of a bigger issue with you guys. As we move forward here, is a good demo. Close shot by Andrew. Nick's making his wide return since Andrew is demoed. He tried to cut a little bit. Good clear downfield. Nick's moving up. Kirby's back. Pass touch wasn't there. Center ball there, kind of hard. Okay, so here, I think Andrew's rotation was a little bit wide. Plus, they just kind of had the counterattack a lot quicker than you guys were kind of expecting. So let's see. So balls goes off to this. Let's go over here. So ball goes off to the corner. Andrew, at this point, you know that you're supposed to be the one back. I would not have gone for boost here. I would have just gone straight back to the goal, knowing that there is no one else back but you. I mean, again, this, like, rotations are kind of a hard thing to teach for me, especially because I just kind of learned it as I played. Like, the more I played, the more I got in rotation settings, or people were like, hey, I'm going to rotate back, and then you just see people rotate more and more and more, and eventually you pick up on it, and then you do it yourself. That's kind of how it is, and that's how I always learned. But, yeah, generally when you're going back and you're the last one on defense, you generally want to be in front of the goal at all times. You don't want to you don't care about boost, you don't care about anything, because you want to put yourself in front of the goal and the ball. And in which case, Andrew here is going for boost, which means that the goal should be open. Groovy's going to move up, thinking that Andrew's going to be heading straight back. And he's going to get beat. The ball's going to get past him, and I believe they score, if I remember correctly. Okay, they didn't score. I don't remember anything. However, if he kind of just drove that home, I think Andrew could... It would have been closer to Andrew, I think. Let me see. Let me rewind this a little bit, because this is how I critique on the fly. Yeah, if he had control, he definitely could have kept it going a little bit, and if he got even an upward touch, like just like a double jump and put it up high, I think that would have been going in. But Nick with a good pressure as well. Good job getting back, by the way. Even after I said I wasn't going to compliment you guys, good job getting back. Okay, so Groovy's moving up, goes balls middle. Andrew's there. Close shot. Can't really do much about that. Groovy's heading back on defense. Oh, okay, so Andrew here, don't rotate into the goal like you just did. Like, what you just did there, don't do that. You always want to rotate back post. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But from, okay, so let's say here, where you're at, I'm going to try to, let's see this here. Okay, so pretty much from here, you're going to, instead of going over here and going to the net, that's how own goals are scored, by the way. You never want to drive into your net. You'd rather go over here, make this a wide adjustment, pick up the corner boost if you can, if you know you have enough time for it. If not, you can cut it a little bit short. We always want to wind up here on this back post because it's a lot easier to defend everything in front of you than having to be here and you're kind of just stuck here and you have this to worry about and you have this to worry about. So having everything in front of you is a little bit easier to defend than having stuff behind, because behind is the weak point in this game, believe it or not. But yeah, just next time you rotate, try to rotate around and to the back post. Back post rotation is always key to defensive rotations. I'm trying to remember what happens here. Okay, so it's off the back ball. This one I think just Scurvy's whiff. Scurvy just missed it. Ben, he was pretty much the only person here who could get in front of the ball and the goal at the time. And yeah. But Andrew, if you were over here, hang on, I just want to see what you would have seen. So if you're over here, Scurvy goes for it, misses. It still probably would have been really hard to defend because I think with post down or crossbar down. But if you know what I mean, because right here you're kind of just sitting in like no man's land, and you could have been you could have adapted or I guess changed your course of trajectory to where you can react a little bit better if you were here instead of there. But I don't think anybody was really saving that one. It was just the whiff was unfortunate. So, but nothing to worry about. Not too bad. Wall touches are kind of hard. It's like if you, I mean, I'm always foregoing for them. Just have, like, if you do, try to call out to it so then someone knows that, like, in case you whiff, that, like, they're back in case it goes toward the net. Or if you see someone go for it, the person who is back should always stay back in case they miss it. Okay, so there was a double commit there. I think we could talk about this. I think this is a good focal point. So ball's coming in, ball's coming out. Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are both in ball game, by the way. So Nick is coming here. Nick honestly has, because the ball's going out, ball's bouncing out. I think right here Nick has the opportune touch because not only did he collect that 100, he still has a decent amount of boost. But it also leaves Groovy back here at back post if he chose to stay here instead of trying to go for this. So you'd have one, so you'd have Nick over here clear it into corner, and he could try to deal with that, do whatever. And then Groovy, you would be right here and like kind of waiting behind him. And this is kind of like a show of like you need to trust your teammates a little bit. You might not always, I mean, in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the defense, a lot of times there's a lot of double commits because you want to make sure the ball doesn't go inside the net and all that, whatever. But you do need to learn to trust each other a lot more than you guys do now, because that leads to a lot of double commits. It doesn't matter how much you communicate if you don't trust one another. Your actions speak louder than words. Yeah, just learn a little bit more trust. But I do think, in my opinion, this was Nick's ball because Nick looked like he kind of had a handle on it. Groovy does have an opportunity to clear it to the corner with the power. However, I do think that he should trust his teammate, let him try to handle it instead of trying to force yourself into it and double committing, which I think you guys might concede a goal here or something. I don't remember. Probably don't concede a goal, but okay, I lied. You guys do concede a goal. So yeah, just learn to trust each other a little bit more. Like well, was Nick gonna touch it? I think Nick was probably gonna touch it. Okay, so yeah, Nick would have touched it. Honestly, probably wouldn't have been a great touch However, he had an opportunity, and even if it wasn't a great touch, the ball would probably be like right here. They're coming for it, but you know where Groovy would be? Right here, probably, and he could get in the way and try to block their shot because he's also still coming with a probably a decent amount of speed. He shouldn't never be like fully braked for the most part. You always want to try to keep moving a little bit. So if you were moving a wee bit, you could probably get in the way and try and attempt to 50 or block their shot if you're on this back post. It's like kind of like what you did there when you followed it up with your touch. However, it would have been a little bit better because it wouldn't have been kind of rushed in the first place. Like I think they get a big clear goal here at some point. I think it is because of advanced positioning. It's like you guys are kind of off with positioning here. It's not really clear he's going for it. I think, yeah, Andrew probably should go for it here. So I guess that's fine. Nick Jefferson, Goldgroovy's back. Trying to put it out in the corner. Nice clear. Nick moves up. Andrew's back. Groovy's up. Okay, yeah, still fine. And then, yeah, here. So, yeah, what it was is that when it comes to being on defense, or when it comes to, especially who scores it, I think it's the guy in goal that scores it. Yeah. So, pretty much him. This easy clapper Cole person. This is when he goes like here. This is what he sees. He sees Andrew here. Nick's kind of up close. He's probably going to try to contest this. Groovy's over on the. I think Groovy, your position right now is just too far right. That's the issue here. It's like, yeah, I think you're plenty far back, but you're just too far to the corner. I think you should be about here, like around this line. Because what he sees is obviously everybody's on one side of the pitch, which is never good. You never want to have everybody on one side of the field because it leaves all this open space over here. And if the ball goes over there, then they could still get to it. Blah 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 blah. But I always try to avoid having all three people on one side just because it makes us one side heavy. And obviously, with you coming up, Nick's up, Andrew's up. He has if he gets, this is all, it depends on the person in goal, but if he gets enough power on the shot, he can easily make it over. And because you're so far to the right, you cannot turn to make it back in time, which is what happens. So he gets a nice big clear. Groovy, you're a little bit too far up. And he goes in. So that's also them taking advantage of your advance or like your offensive positioning. Offensive positioning is kind of good. It's nice to have like that kind of offensive pressure. You guys have the quick rotations and you guys are a little bit tighter. However, whenever that happens, you do tend to have more clear goals go in because you guys push up too far. So it's like you guys got to find that middle ground. Like I said, Groovy, I probably would have been a little bit more to the left. And since it was in the corner, probably not going to go anywhere towards the middle, I probably would have stayed back a little bit more as well and just wait for the ball to come back to us because it didn't look like it was going to go into their net. So which means that it probably would have been cleared onto our side and you would be in full defense mode at that point. But moving on. Like a little touch in the middle. You guys should be alright. Yeah, up and over. That's a double commit. Ball out. Nick moves up. Yeah, I feel like you guys just like kind of bunched together a little bit too much. I think you guys just need to become like a little bit more aware of your surroundings, which again comes with more playtime. You could calm all you want, but comms don't necessarily guarantee anything. As a nice redirect attempt by Nick, I'm assuming is what it was. But yeah, space is key. Because if you don't give each other enough space, that leaves more room for error. And that means you have like a lot less of a chance to get back to goal if you guys are all bunched up at the same point, especially on offense. Like what happens in the clear goal. Yeah. So here, I think there's two things here. Let's see. So, ball goes up into corner. I don't think I would be expecting a shot from there either. But Nick's heading back. Nick's rotation's a little bit. I mean, he just came back, so I mean, I can't say it's too slow. But yeah, again, taking advantage of aggressive positioning. Just hit it hard enough into the side. Again, Groovy for you, I'd be centered probably more around this line. Just because, again, you want to be like you should be prepared to be put on defense like at any point in the time, and it's a lot easier to defend from here because obviously from here to the side is the corner, and anything past this line is toward the net. So, like you generally, like, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just kind of like a gut feeling of mine. That's why it's really hard for me to train rotations and positioning because it's just something I do on a whim. But I'm trying to explain it the best I can. Always be ready to switch on defense when you can, or when you have to, especially from offense. If you're pushing up too early, or if you're pushing up too far, they can get some clear shots on you, like they do here. I probably would have been back a little bit because you saw Nick was up already, and he was probably coming back on his rotation. Yeah, Nick missed that. You see him coming back. Yeah, knowing that he's probably should still be coming back and that he's not going to be in goal ready, I probably would have sat a little bit more around here, more than likely. And probably would have just like slowly drifting around here, not moving up too far or too fast, not moving up too slow because you have time. Like you don't have to force pressure if you don't have to, or if you don't have to. Pressure just comes naturally if it should. If you guys are clicking, everything's going good, passes are good. Pressure just comes along with it. You don't have to forcibly try to like keep it going because the more you do that, the more you wear yourself out and the more prone to mistakes you guys make yourselves. So it's like don't try to force pressure if it's not there. Although you should be keeping pressure as much as you can, but don't like exert your offense and exert your positioning to do so, is what I'm saying, because then you leave open nets. So, and then Nick, for you, I'm pretty sure you weren't in ball cam, but if you didn't go for that boost, you probably could see that. But yeah, I'm just assuming you're not in ball cam at that time. And then whenever they told you, you were already too far out. Remember, boys, defense over boost. Boost means nothing if it goes in. Rotation's coming in. Andrew goes back post there. Good. A wide shot is fine. That's Kirby's ball. Nick goes behind him. Over it goes to Nick. Touch wide. Nice little flick over. Andrew's up for a pass, trying to demo Groovy, it looked like. Open over pass. Taking up the wall 50'd. That's Nick's ball. Andrew rotating behind. That's good. Off the backboard. Good block. Good 50. Coming back middle. Nick should be ready for a shot. She is. Good job getting in the way. Ball goes to corner. Good boom, Andrew. I think it was just a little bit too high, actually. Yeah. That's a good shot, though. A good attempt. And let's actually see. Where did that not go in? You ended up getting that? Yeah, one is just too high. And then the easy clap person actually reacted pretty quick to it. But yeah, see, let's see, hang on. Like you see how close you guys get bunched up because you guys are trying to like push up. There's a double commit there, comes back down. Nick, when you rotate out, I don't think you should have chased this ball in the first place. I think you should have been rotating out and through the goal as you should. I think you trying to stay with the ball here, trying to keep pressure, was a mistake because one, you knew Groovy's back. Groovy should probably be coming up at this point anyways. And you instead are trying to keep yourself in play when you should have been coming back for possibly a defensive rotation. Because he whiffs there. Then it's a 1-on, or is it 2-on-1? Yeah, Andrew's back. Just dribbled on, and then just also like how you guys stopped there. It's pretty funny. However, it's like, yeah, if you guys get bunched up a lot, it creates like panic of rotations. It's like if you have a solid flow of rotation, you should never have a panic situation unless it's in front of the goal and they keep laying on shots. But that's kind of different because that's very situational. But when it comes to basic rotations, you should never be clustered up. You have to, again, have faith in your teammate that they're going to make a play. believe in them. Even if you don't think they're actually going to, you can still try to believe in them. Because if you try to believe, then that means that you're not going to force yourself into the play, which means that you guys will be more spaced. Rotations will be better. Touches to each other could be better. And just possibly better flow equals better pressure, which also equals better defensive stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think you guys understand what I mean. But also here, just kind of unfortunate rotation miss, or on rotation touch, because Andrew had to dodge the bump. Were you coming? Were you moving when you jumped in here? Let me look.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Okay. So another thing here, I think you had enough time to come to this back post. I think you just cut it a little bit short here, which I think you kind of noticed by this point. If you came back post, you even if you jumped, you probably would have landed here or ish around here and not too far up, which means you wouldn't have hit Nick. Just small things like that to adjust. Yeah, you definitely cut your rotation a little bit shorter, which forced you to jump out. They don't score here. Also, like you guys just kind of gave up. All of you guys stop at one point. It's like I'm pretty sure you guys all thought it was going in. Never give up on the play unless it goes in. Even if it looks like it's going in, it might not. Never trust post. Post is a lie. And then you guys just kind of sort your rotations back out. Middle balls like that are never a great idea. However, it's not bad because Givry was there. Good defensive rotation there from Nick coming in. That's close to an open goal. Mistouch because Givry got bumped. To keep the offensive pressure going. Andrew's just trying to be there to get in the way. Get downfield's alright. Could be middle. Oh yes, I did want to. I think it goes in anyways. Oh, it was close. Yes. Okay, so I think here. Let me just go from this angle. 100% think that Andrew had the shot, and I don't think Nick should have gone for this. I know you guys are down 2 goals, whatever. You guys are just trying to put a shot in. However, if this is like in the middle of a regular game, you guys like it's tied score like 4 minutes in, Andrew 100% has a shot here. Nick, you don't need to go for this. For one, I believe it. I think Andrew's shots have obviously gotten a lot better. I think his rotation, like his touches toward the goal, are really, really good now. That I would put faith in him to hit these kind of shots. Like his angle wasn't that bad either. Like for taking the shot, it was not. Yeah, so his angle's not too bad. You just got to get up and then flip into it or rotate out of it. Nick, I think you're just kind of too far back, and they would probably beat you to it anyways. Which he definitely would have beat you to it. Yeah, this situation, I 100% think Andrew had the goal or had the shot. Nick, you didn't need to force yourself in there. Like I said, it's 20 seconds left. You guys are probably just trying to push shots in. But in any regular game situation, I would give space to Andrew here. Because also Groovy's up. Look how bunched up you guys are. Space. Learn where your people are. Because obviously there's absolutely no one back and you guys are trying to go full offense. But it's just kind of like, even if it's the end of the game, you guys can still try to keep things flowing in a way. But I think that was pretty much it for this game. So there's 2 clear goals, some mispositioning, misrotations, stuff like that. But again, like I said, rotations are kind of hard for me to judge because I just kind of do it on a whim. But yeah, that's the first game. Oh, also keep in mind when someone hits a boomer and it goes over your head, know that they're probably going to try to go for the rest of the game. So in that situation, if it happens once, always try to keep at least whoever's like the furthest person back. Always try to play a little bit further back than you normally would in case it goes over and he has another boom clear shot. If they can do it once, they can do it again. And they're probably going to try to because they took advantage of it once and they'll probably try it again. So just keep that in mind when you play more and like a big clear goal like that happens. It's like they'll probably try it again. So just stay a little bit further back if you can. I completely forgot what this one read. Oh, we'll find out. Actually, hang on, come look. Ball touches to no one. Okay, so I'm assuming that this one, you guys just hit the ball and it's with no purpose. I'm assuming. Let's see. Also, fuck Aquadome. This shit sucks to record in because everything's just... There's too much stuff going on. And I also don't like the map outline. Now, touch you up over Andrew. Nick should have this. Yeah, those bounces suck. Nice clear across though. Good defensive touch. Andrew, the little mistouch there. That's alright though. Scurvy gets a hit downfield. I think in this game you guys literally put up one shot, which is not great. It's like they're keeping it away from you guys a good bit. You guys' rotations aren't bad, but I'm noticing I mean, it's only been a minute. What am I saying? But I think you guys generally tend to like push up by yourselves, and you don't look for the outlet pass man that often. Like that was a good fit. That was a good hit upfield. That was a good center by Andrew. Obviously, you got the big clear back, so we should be having back. Andrew's getting out of the way. Smart. A little touch up. That's actually a good up touch by Nick. Good follow by Andrew. He's up on the wall with it. It's coming down middle. Past him, Andrew tries to, or not Andrew, but Nick keeps trying to keep the pressure. Shot from Andrew goes up and over. Nick tried to go for a touch. Groovy, that was kind of scary. However, you got the touch, so it's okay. You just have to remember that happened. You're the last one back. So if it goes over you, it's probably going in. Nice job staying out of the play there when you're rotating back. Okay, so here, I think that could have been a shot opportunity. Yeah, so I think this is because like Andrew, the way Andrew is coming in. Okay, yeah, so fuck, were you at, Andrew? What the fuck happened? Why are you all the way on the right? How far right did you go? Okay, so you're coming. Okay, so you're picking up these small pads. Okay, so for me, when I am obviously if he's trying to center, I always like to play on this side of the field because the more wide you are and the ball comes to you, you don't have to like position your car here and try to flip into it this way or like jump up and try to like turn your car to hit it that way. You're already driving towards the goal. So you're pretty much just hitting it like you normally would. I always try to play wide when it comes to shots. Yeah, I get beat to the ball a lot, but I'd rather have that than just have like a bad shot or a bad touch here. Because if you were a little bit more wide here, like I'll say you're like here-ish, and then you're moving up on it. I mean, the ball's coming up, so you'd probably be touching it like right here. And you have a pretty good angle on this goal as well. But the ball kind of bounces a little bit out because you're driving away from the goal. Like you're driving wide from it. You get the touch and it puts it in the corner instead of this potentially being a shot, which in my opinion, I think it should have been a shot attempt. But just from the way that you were driving to the ball, it prevented it from happening. And just keeping pressure. Kirby's good, trying to put something up. Puts it back to corner. There's a center. No one's there though. That's alright. Leaving that for Nick. Smart. Now Andrew's there. Kirby's in a good spot in case I went super wide. Andrew trying to keep pressure. Gets by him. It's Groovey's turn. Push to the outside. He gets hit to the outside quite a bit is what I noticed. Instead of just hitting it downfield. Which, I mean, you can potentially say you're keeping possession by doing that. But also at the same time, like, if you guys do that, you guys have to pick up the pace. Because the opponents will read that very quickly, and they will adjust and act accordingly. Like double there. I think Nick definitely had the touch there. Since he was 15 it. Whiff from Groovy. That could have been a hit downfield. Still in corner. Is that right? Yeah, it's like I would have been probably a little bit further back from Nick there. Yeah. So I think here what it was is that, let's see. So in this situation, if I were Nick, my thought would be those two are up still. Because in ball game, you could probably still, you obviously know they're up anyways. Instead of trying to challenge this anyway, I probably would have been just like kind of shadowing back here a little bit and waiting for his touch instead of just trying to commit to like what you think he might do. Is like just kind of sit back a little bit further, play a little bit more defensive. When you're the last person back, you should always play defensive. You should never try to play aggressive at all. Playing defense is a lot easier than playing offense, in my opinion, because all you have to do is keep the ball out of the goal, and you just read your opponents. When it comes to offense, it becomes like, I don't know, you have all these things that go, what's the defender going to do? Blah, 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 blah. I need to put a shot on. The shot needs to be good and high, powerful. But when it comes to being defense, you're like, hey, I just need ball, stay out of net, me get in front of it, is pretty much the gist of it. But here, instead of like trying to potentially 50 if he didn't hit it over you, I would have been still heading back here. And if that were the case, you probably could have adjusted and hit this ball accordingly into this wall, which would send it this way. And you guys would relieve the pressure that they could be potentially have on you. And then your whiff there didn't really help any either. And that was the only goal scored. But I think at this point, how many shots? Yeah, you guys have literally 0 shots in. So you guys are like getting the ball downfield. However, you're not hitting it to anybody. You guys are hitting it downfield to their side. No one's putting in shots because the ball's not really close enough to any teammates for them to potentially do it. The one chance I saw was the one that could have been done by Andrew, but his approach is kind of off, which is why he sent it to the corner instead of it being a shot. I mean, when it comes to putting on shots, it's really like you guys need to have some kind of. I'm trying to think. How am I going to word this? Maybe finding holes in the defense, and always look out for each other. Always find an outlet if you possibly can, especially on defense. Outlets work out so well for counterattacks. Counterattacks are the easiest things if you guys do that. I mean, passing is a lot easier said than done, especially. I know. But, I mean, it's just something. It's a way to get pressure. It's a way to get shots. Because they're keeping the ball on your side quite a bit, and you guys are just kind of hitting it back and forth. Which, again, is why having an outlet man when you clear it is pretty big. Because then because one, it hits to him, and if he's on the right approach and the pass is good, that's a shot right then and there. If not, he can kind of take it, dribble it up a little bit, give you guys time to reset, and just go from there. So, and being an outlet though, you guess the more you become an outlet man, the more you do it, the more you'll adjust to how they play and like what to do in which situation and whatnot. And that just comes with game time, really. But it's like, that was a good attempt at a center, though. And they just happened to get in front of it. I think that was the only shot you guys recorded this game, was the one from Andrew. Like, guys, it's like our goal was a little bit open there, I think. A little bit more open than what I would have wanted. Because Gary and Andrew pulls back. And yeah, so it's just, you guys are both in pretty much on their side of the pitch, which means you guys probably committed to a ball pretty similarly, or just the approach of it was similar. I know you guys are trying to score. It's like, what was it, like 19 seconds a second ago? If you can, never try to, like, whenever it's like, hey, go in, just play like you normally would. I don't think that sending everybody up at once is a great idea, because one clear is all they need. If you have someone back like you're normally rotating, they could catch the clear, maybe put it up to the wall, keep the ball alive, even at 0 seconds, especially if you guys are down 1 goal. You don't need to force yourselves all to go for the ball at one time and try to force a shot. It's like, just play like you normally would, because it's just a 1 goal deficit. Why change how you'd... Why send all your cards, or why send like all your kings forward when you don't really necessarily have to. You have a chance of it being a 0-second goal. Just have someone control it, keep it up in the air, and then you guys just go from there. But if you guys have everybody up, then there's no one back to potentially keep the ball up, kind of thing. So just some things to think about. Also, again, look for each other. Look for passes. There's like maybe like 2 or 3 passes, maybe 4 passes in this game. By the way, infield passing. Oh, you guys should learn infield passing because off the wall passing at this rink does not work unless it's fast and unexpected. Because everybody at this rink generally knows how to play off the wall a little bit, especially off the backboard wall for clears. They're a lot easier to read. Infield passing is quick and spontaneous. It's a lot harder to read for defenses, and usually they're not in position to block infield passing. So if I would say, if you guys work on anything, try to work on that. I think that would be a really, really good benefit for you guys. Again, it's a lot easier said than done. It's going to take some time to develop, but I think if you guys were able to do it, it would turn out really, really good for you guys, and you guys could be putting on more shots, keep up the pressure a little bit more. I just think it'd be better overall. Infield passes are literally like the greatest gift in this game. Mispositioning. The third parts. This is a long video since I've been talking for 36 minutes. Holy shit. Alright, so into this last part here. So mispositioning, I'm assuming that you guys were just kind of out of position a little bit. Also, I hate this map because the clock's in the goddamn way. Because I can't see the goddamn goal. Fuckers. I don't want to. Guess I'll just do it from here. They should move that clock further back. It's like this makes my job easier. Good block by Nick. You guys are a little bit close there. Yeah, so what happens here? So you guys pretty much move up on the same ball around the same area. That was your mistake. Andrew's fine. Groovy, you still should have been pretty far back here. Or you should have been, because I'm pretty sure you were rotating back, right? Oh no, you're just moving up on it. Yeah, that was 100% Andrew's ball. I think Andrew was still technically there. Especially since he turned up, which means that he's committing to his offense. At that point, I would have been probably still somewhere back here because you got to be last minute. Someone's got to be back. Groovy, in your situation, I think that should have been you. And that's kind of why this goes in, because you guys are just kind of bunched up again on one side of the pitch, which I explained earlier is never a good thing. Nice clear. I think I was gonna say in that situation you might want to continue challenging it, even if you have no boost or wasn't a touch you want. Because giving opponents free touches is never a good thing. It's like the guys are both rotating out. You as Andrew's there. I'm trying to think if I would have done what Groovy did there. Would I have co-rotation to move up? Ball's moving up. Andrew is still far back. Shit, I probably would have done what Groovy did. I probably would have turned up too. Just in case the ball came across. I can't blame me for that because I probably would have done the same exact thing. Just gonna disregard the whiffs. That's a nice clear, Andrew. Nice 50. Ball's coming back. Nick's gonna put it up. No one's really close enough for a shot there. Andrew with the nice hit downfield. He beats Nick, hits for a back pass. It's gonna be back middle. Okay, so Groovy's back. Andrew rotating behind. It's good. Ball's coming toward the goal. Yeah. Okay, so Nick, I'm calling you out for this one. Don't try to meet the ball halfway. I have played at EU servers recently, and they literally play on the goal line, and it is so fucking hard to score on them because they wait for the ball to be in front of the goal, and it's so much easier to defend that way. So in this situation, Instead of trying to meet the ball there, because you obviously know the ball is going to go in the goal. You're literally driving in a straight line here. I would have probably moved up. I probably would have kept driving into here, and then you have a better chance of defending here. Because in this situation, they're going to be to it 100% or 100 times out of 100, and it's probably going to go in if they place it right. It's never really good to meet it halfway, especially if you know you're going to get beat. Even like look at this distance. I don't know how you thought you were going to beat him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we're actually relatively close, but it didn't matter. They went in. Yeah. So goal line defense is is a lot easier to defend on this goal line than it is to try to meet it halfway. That's what EU taught me, because EU is a pain in the butt to score in. Yeah. So instead of just trying to meet it halfway like you do here and try to contest it before it goes in the ball, or it goes into the net, just wait on the goal line, wait on that back post, wait, because then you'll at least know where the ball's going. You can act accordingly if you react fast enough, and you could potentially get the save. Is my only thing. I feel like I'm rambling on a little bit too much, but that's okay. This is going to be a long recording. I'm so sorry for keeping you guys here for this long. It's like the other one was, what, 26 minutes? This one's probably going to be around, like, what, 50? Good God. Nice shot, by the way, Nick. Lovely. Honestly, was paying attention. But I did see it before. It was a nice solo play. Okay, up and over, goes up and over. Andrew's there for that. Nice hit downfield, sticking with it. Tried to go for a center, I think, or is that possibly like you trying to center for yourself for a shot? Nice block by Nick there. Okay. Referee's moving up. Goes on the ball. Andrew, I think you were too close to Gerby there. Probably wouldn't have been that close. In case you didn't know how close you were, you're pretty damn close to him. You could probably smell his trail. Yeah. Just, it's never that a great idea to be that close, especially when it, like, in a rotational sense. Andrew's rotating out. Moves in. Andrew's still there in case he needs to move up. Nick is back. Andrew first man. Nick's moving up with him. Ball's centered. Nick with a shot. Nick with a save with Sage Knight. Gerby put a nice center. It was a good center, Gerby. It was just Nick just couldn't turn on that. That's all it was. He's a good pass though. Nick again with the solo play. Carries it to the corner, and he can't finish it because Nick can never finish anything he does. I'm just joking. I'm just really trying to keep myself awake, honestly. That was a nice angle. The rotations still don't seem too bad, honestly. I think that just spacing. Oh, I remember seeing this. I was going to bring this up. Gerby, bad decision. Terrible decision, honestly. To put it respectfully, it was not a smart decision on your part at all. So, obviously, Nick's going up, Andrew's up, off the ball there. There's 0% chance you're going to beat them to this ball. At this point, you've pretty much already committed. However, I would just like slam on the e-brake, make a Yui, and like just streak it to the post or streak it to the goal, and just try to beat the ball there. That's the best thing I got, and try to play defense. Especially since you were the last one back. I said this actually earlier, where I said that one was like kind of a little iffy. I don't know if I would have gone for it because you were the last one back, and if it went past you, then it would go in. This is that situation where you were the last person back in a situation where they were probably going to beat the ball to you or beat you to the ball, and they end up doing it, and because you missed it, they have pretty much a wide open net. So yeah, there's no world where you beat him here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just bad decision to go for it. You should have just kind of went back, like probably U'd here and just went back here and maybe when front post, you go front post. Front post rotation here is not bad. Back post rotation is probably better. I probably would have been probably front post. I probably would have panicked. I probably would, reasonably, I probably would have been here. Because knowing that ball was going to come off, I would want to react to that ball touch and try to hit it like here or try to block his incoming shot. Yeah, just poor decision there to go for it. Should have just went back on defense. Whenever first two people, it's a learning experience. Just not trying to criticize entirely. You learn from your mistakes. If there's two people up, never aggressively push the ball ever, unless there's literally like no person on it, and you have a wide open touch. Sure, but in those kind of situations where the defense is there, your two teammates are up, never go for them because it's just too risky. And 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to get it over you, and the ball's going to go in, like what happens here. So just don't try to commit yourself to those kind of plays too often because you just leave the net wide open. That was a nice. I think that was going to say, I feel like that was a little bit better of a pass, but then Andrew went for it. So I think touches to the middle should always be considered a pass. The person who touched it should generally always try to like back off there. You guys are both sitting in goal there, by the way. Bad. Shame on you. But so that was a nice block from Nick. Again, you're the only one back there, so kind of risky. Worked out that time. Over Andrews, guys could be bouncing off corner. And Scurvy's ball. Nice. It's probably gonna be incoming. Yep, off the corner. Nice clear. Little wide. Nick with the second touch goes in. I think either one of you probably would have put that in, so I'm not gonna judge. Just trying to call it out next time. Even if you do, you guys are probably still gonna go for it anyways. But it's just some things to work on. There, Griffey, why'd you go for that? I'm kind of confused. Okay, so I'm assuming that no one called this. Shoot, where were you at, Nick, before this all happened? You're coming from corner, right? Okay, yeah, so from Nick, yeah, Griffey's cheating. Nick's got the... So yeah, pretty much here, I think both is reasonable, or both pushes are reasonable. You just got to call it out. With the pace that Nick was going, I probably would have left it to Nick if I was Groovy, if I saw him or heard him. Especially if it went up the wall here. When it went up the wall, I probably would have just abandoned it. Like, I'm not going to get to it because I'm not confident in my wall plays, especially like that. I would have turned back instead of going for this. Nick, I don't think you did anything wrong because in the back corner, you had the boost, you had the momentum going for you. I say, why not? So I think that Nick was good. Groovy, I think your decision was wrong. Yeah, just kind of be aware of your teammates. Call out things so you don't get able to commit like this. Because I'm pretty sure Groovy goes up and just jumps and just takes himself out of the play completely. Never good for that to happen. Are able to turn on that though. Nice block. Andrew just not able to put it in. I think that was a nice shot from corner too. So it's like you guys are putting in some shots from better angles as well, which is kind of nice. Just being creative with shots is pretty big. Oh yes, I was gonna bring this up with Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Here, you position yourself like right here when the ball came out. Wow, I'm such a G. You left too much space here. When you're front post rotation, you generally don't want to give you don't want to have enough space for the ball to get through like the post and you. So you generally want to be like pretty much right up on this post, like probably like right here ish, like just enough. But also, if you jump and move forward, you should touch the ball, which I think in this situation you definitely wouldn't have had enough time, probably to do it. So I probably would have been like around here, or you could have been inside the goal. You could have been like back here. But I think that you're just positioned a little bit too far up here and too far like off the post because you kind of gave them a little, just enough room for it to sneak in. Yeah, just next time stay closer to the post. Also, when you rotate and you want to block a shot, you never want to be in front of the goal because that gives you opportunity to own goal. Yeah. Just try to position yourself on the goal line or inside the goal itself, because then it makes it near impossible to own goal unless you're just that bad, like I am. Okay, so next time, just rotate closer to the front post is all. Oh, you guys forfeited. Okay, so what did we learn here? You guys' positioning is a little bit, or needs a little bit work. Just learn to space out a little bit. Learn to trust your teammates. Groovy, I'm looking at you. Believe in them. Look for their touches. Always look for each other down the field, by the way. Passes are really, really good. Infield passing works great. Rotations didn't look too bad. I just, like I said, think your positioning was a little bit off. Always make sure that you're not pushed up too far, because one big clear goal, or one big clear, could end up as a goal if you push it up too much. That's aggressive positioning, and the opponent's taking advantage of it. If it happens once, adjust. Make sure you have someone a little bit further back just in case. Yeah, just don't hit the ball to nowhere. Always hit the ball with purpose, either whether it's a shot or a pass. Just don't touch the ball to touch it. Is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. I think that was pretty much it. So yeah, just work on those. Obviously, you guys can go back and rewatch this however many times you want. Or if you just want like more one-on-one time, let me know. Just like message me or something. We can go over it in person, or not in person, but like one-on-one in the call, if it makes it easier for you. But yeah, so positioning, rotations a little bit, ball touches, and communication are like the big four things here, I think, right? That's what I hit. Just positioning, ball touches, big clears from forward position. Yeah, nailed it. But yeah, I hope this helps. I did my best. I'm tired, so probably that's not the greatest. It's 52 minutes long, for fuck's sake. So I hope it was worth your time.